Welcome back to the channel. There is some craziness going on right now with FTX, and I wanted to take a minute to kind of go over some tweets that I've kind of drummed up here for my community, but I wanted to share some thoughts with you guys since, this might affect the entire crypto market and what's going on here. So before we get into this, let's first go on and figure out what's going on. So FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried denies insolvency rumors as Binance liquidates FTT token, right? So if you don't know what's going on here, guys, this is kind of what's happening here. So as part of Binance's exit plan, this is from CZ. FTX equity last year, Binance received roughly 2.1 billion in USD equivalent cash in BUSD and FTT. Due to the recent revelations that came to light, we have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT in our books. And he goes on to say, we will try to do this in a way that minimizes market impact. Yeah. Due to the market conditions and limited supply, we expect this will take a few months to complete. Binance always encourages collaboration between industry players regarding any speculation as to whether this is a move against the competitor. It is not. Our industry is in its nascency, and every time a project publicly fails, it hurts the entire space and platform. We typically hold tokens for the long term, and we have held onto this token for long enough, basically, is what he's saying. And then Sam says, a huge thank you to everyone who has supported us. We are expected to keep climbing together, as especially to those who will stay level-headed during a crazy times. We deeply appreciate it, right? And he goes on to saying, a bunch of unfounded rumors have been circulating. You can see on Twitter here. Here, let's click on this here. A few notes on the Binance sheet info circulating recently. That specific balance sheet is for a subset of our corporate entities, and we have 10 billion of assets that aren't reflected there. Okay, so let's go back here. So let's see. So FTX has audited financials, etc. We already processed billions of dollars of deposits and withdrawals today, mostly withdrawals, right? Let's be honest. It says taking the anti-spam checks to process more. So they're slowing down withdrawals, guys. And they raise fees on withdrawals too. I saw something, someone posted they wanted to withdraw $1,000 in a stable coin. They were getting charged 10% to do that. Okay, and this is the end. You should do whatever you want and trade, blah, blah, blah. Basically, guys, is what's happening is this. Let me pull up this thing on the back here. No, it's that. Okay, so this is what's happening, the flywheel effect, right? And so if you want to follow Duo9 here, he said FTX prints FTT out of thin air. FTX lends FTT to Alameda Research, which is their holdings, right? Alameda Research borrows USD stables against FTT. Alameda Research sends USD stables to FTX, rinse and repeat, okay? And so basically this is called the flywheel effect, right? Create a token, create speculation, right? Show gains to investors and raise more cash with those assets, guys. So there definitely is some shady things in how this is being done kind of behind the scenes. FTX has bought out a huge position in several projects and liquidated those projects basically into nothing. And so I do like to kind of see the pushback on this and people talking about this. If you look here, Dylan Leclerc says, in the last 24 hours, there's been runs on FTX, right? Outflows, right? 24 hours net flow from negative 450 million, negative 687 million, negative 925 million, right? People are pulling their money off exchanges, right? One of these rare occurrences where you see them exiting yield farm losses. So they took a couple $100 million in yield farm losses too here, guys, right? And so 3 million here. They're liquidating a bunch of stuff. They're getting money from Circle. They're doing a bunch of other things here too, right? So summarize the battle between FTX and Binance. Why Binance is attacking so urgently. Will FTX crash? There was some rumors where somebody at FTX says, hey, we'll buy all of those tokens back at a certain price. And that's really what kind of caused the stir, right? If FTX were to go below $22, some people think it might be insolvent. And if that's the case, that would be extremely bad for Sam Bankman and all of his subsidiaries, right? And so when CoinDesk disclosed of Alameda's financial data, which had nothing to do with Binance, but Binance attacked Never Stop co-founder, he said to the event, Binance does not give unsecured loans, does not participate in trading, does not blindly buy companies, does not blindly spend money on sponsorship. 20% of FTX equity has been sold. A clear conscience to keep building. The first sentence in particular implies that FTX made large unsecured loans to Alameda. you know, there's a lot of stuff going on here, guys. And so the reason I bring this up, right? Keeping your crypto on an exchange is never a really good idea unless you're doing some, you know, trading, quick trading, or, you know, you're buying and selling. You know, if you're stop losses and things like that, you kind of have to leave it on an exchange. But you know, we've seen this for like Voyager, Celsius. You know, if you leave your crypto on there and they go insolvent, you end up losing most of your crypto. So you just want to be very careful, guys. A new overview chart of today's FTX capital flow. I mean, this is kind of you know, it's increased a lot since here, but look at all this money kind of flowing. Alameda, Binance. This is Bitfinex, Gate.io, OKC, Circle, right? And so all this money is flying into the FTX exchange for withdrawals, right? That's what's happening here. According to CryptoQuant, FTX's ETH reserve has dropped to the lowest level since November of 2020. The current FTX ETH reserves are now 108,000 ETH, right? I saw some huge ETH being pulled out of there, like 60,000 ETH, 10,000 ETH. You know, people are worried about their money, guys, and you know, I guess you should be at this point, right? We don't know what's going to happen. Besides FTT, guys, these are really the other tokens that could be affected, right? Because if FTX needs to sell tokens to pay for withdrawals, they would have to sell some of their biggest holdings first, right? And so Alameda could dump these tokens at any time, right? So you got USDC, which is not a huge deal, but there's the FTX token, there's the SRM, LDO, REN, BTC, ETH, DAO, DAI, sorry, AETC, WBTC, Wrap Bitcoin, USDT, Render. Some of these are smaller positions, but these can all be affected, guys, right? They have Sushi staked, AVAX, USDC. So you just want to be careful out here, right? You know, we analyzed tokens held by 56 addresses. Alameda has listed tokens for more than 1 million in value. You know, these could take a dive here, guys. We analyzed the transactions among FTT top 100 holders. These are 24 holders that make transactions. Each of them transfer at least 1 million FTT in the past 7 days, right? So 7-day change, negative. So the top wallets, guys, are selling, right? And you gotta, you know, I warned my community about this the last couple of days, but you know, we're really getting into the conversation about all of this that's being drummed up in the last 2-3 days. Although Sam Bankman-Fried FTX has withdrawn funds from various places, the FTX exchange, FTX's hot wallet address assets decreased from 2.4 billion to 1.8 billion in the last 24 hours. And this has probably gone up since then, right? I pulled this information this morning. This was 8:27 p.m. last night, and so I pulled it this morning. And so this is probably even, you know, maybe it's $1 billion now, or it could be a little bit more, guys. Starting on November 3rd, Alameda has withdrawn a total of 487 million in USDC from Circle and transferred it to the FTX exchange. You know, they're hurting right now, guys. So just, you know, Rand said here, get your funds out of FTX. This is financial advice. Just be safe out here, guys. There's a lot of things happening in crypto. You know, this is not a bad move from Binance. I think Binance, you know, CZ likes to see himself, or he does see himself as the guy that's trying to be on the right side of things. You know, I don't agree with everything he says and does, but I do agree with what he's doing here, right? He's looking over at FTX, making the same mistakes Luna did, and you know, he doesn't want to be a part of it, and I respect that for him. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful, guys. This is a quick update of what's going on with FTX. I hope this was helpful. Leave a comment and like below. I really appreciate you stopping by and spending some time with me. Take care, guys.